Earlier this year, I spent about 6 weeks researching the most popular indoor gardens online. I decided to go with the Rise Gardens. I wanted to tell you real quick about what my first 60 or 70 days with the gardens has been like, as well as why I actually ended up buying the Rise Garden as opposed to any of the competitors. The first thing I noticed when I was reviewing a lot of the gardens and looking at what other people had to say was that the more complicated the system was with the more pipes and the more parts, it really seemed like it was going to be a lot more to clean the system. One of the other really popular competitors that uses a lot of vertical pipes, the review said that it could take almost an entire day to clean the system. That's not something that I was interested in doing. I wanted something that was going to be a lot easier and a little more manageable for me. So I ended up going with the Rise system almost purely off of that alone. But what also played into the factor was the LED lights. So you can see Rise uses these LED panels as opposed to the LED strips that a lot of people use. I really like the idea of the panels. The plants are going to get a lot more available light, which is going to help them to grow a little better. The more available light, the more energy the plants have to grow, and the more productive they will be. For me, that was a really big thing. And Rise does promise up to 40 pounds of produce a month. I have yet to push the gardens to the limit to really see if we can achieve that. I do plan on in the next year to really kind of maximize how much we can get out of it, and hopefully we can hit or maybe even exceed that number. I think that would be really fun. Another thing that was really important to me was that the gardens look nice. You can see I'm in my living room right now, and I didn't want something that was going to be utilitarian. Some of the gardens that I saw online really looked like they belonged more in a basement or in a garage or just a back room where it's not one of the first things you see when you walk into the house. I don't have a ton of space in my house, so to put up two massive gardens, they really had to look nice. And Rise really nailed the mark on that. There is one other garden which I think looks really nice, but again, they use LED strips, they got a lot of vertical pipes, and I didn't want to deal with that. I think Rise was the right choice, almost specifically just off of the aesthetic as well as the ease that it is to clean. First 60 days, I would say, the garden goes together really, really easy. It took me about an hour and a half to put it together. The first thing that they send you to grow in the garden is a box that's got a mix of lettuce and herbs. I really, really like lettuce and herbs, so we've eaten almost everything that's come with it. You can see up here we've got cilantro and parsley that's just growing out of the garden right now. We're gonna harvest a lot of that this week. It comes with basil and chives as well. So the variety of lettuce, all of those do really, really well in the garden. What I'm really getting excited to grow now is some more fruits, vegetable kind of produce outside of just the leafy greens. So down here I've got cucumbers. Later today I'm gonna harvest my first cucumber. Super excited about that. In the nurseries behind me here, they send these little nurseries to really get the seeds germinated and started before you put them in the garden. You can see back here, I've actually got a couple more cucumber plants. It's about 2 months away from Halloween, so I've started a pumpkin plant as well. Kind of ambitious, but they do actually have a pumpkin variety on their website, so I thought, why not? Let's give it a shot. My kids love Halloween, and they would be thrilled to see a pumpkin growing in the house. I've also started some tomato plants, some peppers. I've even got some strawberries that are going to be growing. So we're going to really kind of push it and see what we can do with the garden itself. Over the next 6 to 9 months, I do plan on packing as much as I absolutely can into the two systems that I have. I really want to see how much I can grow and how effective I can grow a variety of different produce in the gardens. Rise sends the nutrients that you need. So they've got their own dry nutrients. Some people use other nutrients. Thing about Rise is that you're really buying a system, and so you can adjust it to your needs. I would definitely make this purchase again. It is an upfront investment, but I think anytime you get into a hobby, especially gardening, whether you're doing it inside or outside, there's going to be a bit of an upfront investment. And so just being honest with that, getting into the door costs a little bit of money. And when you do finally do that, you kind of have this system where you can go down to the store or you can order online for a couple bucks and you can get seeds to grow pretty much anything that you want. I've seen people online harvest watermelons. I've seen pumpkins, peppers, zucchinis, eggplants, pretty much anything that you would buy to cook your normal everyday meals, you can pretty much grow in this garden out here. I love the fact that my produce is never more than a few steps away from the kitchen. It's always as fresh as it can be. So it's just got an entirely different taste than the stuff that you're gonna find at the store, which has likely been picked within a week or two by the time that you get it. The quality of food is unbeatable. The price is worth it on that alone. If there's any questions you have about the garden, about my experience, about using it, let me know in the comments, and I will either make another video to answer those questions, or if it's something simple, I'll probably just answer right in the comments. And definitely give me a follow and stay tuned, because over the next 60 days, I'm gonna get really into depth about what it's like using the garden, cleaning the garden, and experimenting with a bunch of different things growing in the garden. Stay tuned, follow along, and let's get growing.